Welcome back to another video, a long-awaited video, but it finally happened. I went to a regionals today, of course, with Pharaoh's servant. We got one step above the ladder, no more magic rulers. Pharaoh's servant is also done, and I had an amazing time. It was so much fun. I had a lot of fun, a lot of great matches. Sadly, I had to play two matches against people from my own local, so they knew what I was playing. So I didn't have the surprise factor for those people. But it was just a fun game. So four people. Oh no, I went to three people that normally go to my local. That's true. The Tempa player was also a person. But I went 2-4. I won two games of the four. Still very good. I don't hear me complain. Don't hear me complain. But a lot of people were playing Azamine, so more negations. It's just not that great. Also played poorly. I need to play more with this deck in certain metas before I take it to big air tournaments. I know. So just to get the no misplays out of it, even though it's a very easy deck, you still make misplays. But it was very amazing. Let me show you the deck. There's nothing much to talk about. Very good. I had very much fun. So let's get in to the deck profile, baby. This was the deck that I brought. Nothing else. So here you have the deck. This is my deck box. Tip for people that are gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't bring a don't think this is a deck box. As you see, it doesn't really work. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't. My side deck, of course, and my extra deck. You don't have to forget those. It was so funny. My playmat, I did bring a playmat, but I was begging the people at the store for a paper playmat, so I didn't have to use a real playmat. So I had one more spot here, and I just grabbed out the paper playmat with my life point counter and my pencil. It was so funny. It was very funny. Oh, I had an amazing time just trolling people. It was so much fun. But let me just show you the deck profile. Come and join me. This is what I play for Pharaoh's Servant. A new card that you probably have not seen and maybe you don't see that much often is the Fiend Mega Cyber. This card just says that it can be special summoned if your opponent has two more monsters than you do. You can still use it on other ways. It's just an extra body, but it's a special summon, so it triggers a lot of things that your opponent have. But it's just a beat stick. If they have the Azamine Omni Negator, you just special summon battle phase attack over, main phase to Rageki, Dark Hole, just whatever, right? Or just bait negations. This is my first edition old card. It's a first edition Pharaoh's Servant card, the Fiend Mega Cyber. I traded away at my last not locals, the nationals. So I'm obligated to play this card. Of course, these sleeves, yeah. For the more monsters, 3 Dragumo, very good beat stick, very strong card, nothing much to say. Just play Dragumo. Then, of course, still we are on the 3 Dark Elves. Dark Elves are just crazy as a card. It's just a 2000 beat stick and you only have to pay 1000 life points. You don't hear me complain. We are at 3 Mechanical Chasers, the 50 attack point boost beat stick. This card was back in the day like 500 euros or something because it only came in a tournament pack. And the only reason was it had 50 more power than other cards. Why? Then like the highest normal summon monster. It was crazy. I'm still on the 2 Hein. I think Hein is the best, if not one of the best cards in the deck. It's such a good card. A lot of people just underestimate set cards, especially against me. So I got to resolve this a lot, and I had set this card a lot. It was very cool. Then we are on the new card, Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar came out in a tournament pack just before Pharaoh's Servant was released, so we got to play Morphing Jar. I resolved this card 3 times, and I wanted to resolve it 4 times, but somebody in the damage step chain droplet, so it is what it is. And the last monster, a card that I have not seen, which I wish I had seen it so much, is Cyberjar. Cyberjar is such an amazing card, such a strong card. Sadly, I didn't get to see it any of my games, any of my 12 games. I didn't see it in the draw, I didn't see it in the discard, I didn't see it in the mail. I saw it one time in the mail against Steer. Such a strong card. Such a strong card. Then for the spells, we are of course at 3 Raigeki. Say goodbye to these Raigeki because there is a new Raigeki coming in. But 3 Raigeki, it's just a board breaker. You still go second. Nothing much has changed. Then 3 Darkle, nothing much has changed still. Darkle is still an amazing board breaker. Just play with Darkle in this deck. If you go second, Darkle, Raigeki breaks every field. Still 3 Fissure. Fissure overperformed. This card just deals with a lot. Bait IP, bait or just destroys SP or bait SP. It destroys people sometimes end on Moon for no reason at all. If you play against Jubel and they end on the how's that card called again? It's a link to that discards Revive the Fiend, etc. I don't know, but it's graded against that card. You can use this card, then Raigeki. It's Fissure, such a good card. I still played 2 Tribute of the Doomed. I only resolved this card really once. And I don't know. I really want to keep it in because board breakers are just super strong for this deck specifically. I think Tribute to Doomed is a decent card. This card is just very annoying in this hand. A card that was very cool and very overperforming from it also is just Swords of Revealing Light. How crazy as it sounds, Swords was actually a good card for me again. A lot of people just burn their pop on the Swords of Revealing Lights instead of the Solemn Judgment set in the back row or the Mirror Force, or the monsters on the field. So they still want to get rid of this card. SP banish this, yeah. And I got to in one game I had to let my opponent wait 6 turns for both of these to resolve. It was just so funny. Just draw 3 cards. 3 cards, baby. Then the one-offs of all the spells. MST. MST is just a decent card to see. I think it's better in the side deck at the moment. But I think it will. In this format, it was better side deck. Not a lot of Viking decks. Change of Heart. Change of Heart. Strong card. Won me the game one. Snatch Steal. Same as Change of Heart, but it targets. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. It's just a strong card. Megamorph is of course overperformed always. Every time I activated it, my opponent was very scared of the card. Got negated. It got destroyed. I got to beat down for my opponent for 4,400. It's like such a strong card. Card destruction, not that great of a card, but it's like if you just Raigeki your opponent, and they both get negated, you just card destruction for 2. Hopefully you get something else, or 3, but hopefully you get something else for turn. It's like that kind of a card. Then for the last spell, Monster Reborn, this card also won me the game. Well, Monster Reborn, his negator of my last opponent was Snake Eyes Azamine, Fiendsmith. I 2-0'd him. Yes, I did 2-0 that kind of a deck. I just Monster Reborn his negator. The effect, I had him on field. It was like I was the negator. It was very funny because I no, not this card. This card. I snatch stealed his how do you mean the statue as a rune statue. Then I Monster Reborn a monster, and I had like 2 of his monsters on the field. It was very funny. That is like the most you will ever have on your field. For the traps, we played 3 Solemn Judgments. This card just says no. Very strong. Sky Striker tried to summon Ray. I said no. No, not for you this time, my man. Not for you. Then for the last trap card, I played 3 Mirror Force. This card is still insane. Sadly, with the Fiendsmith engine and the Azamina cards, just only having like 1 actual trap card is not that great. I'm really hoping for more trap cards, but that will be waiting for. We will be waiting for that. Then let's go into the extra deck. There's nothing in the extra deck. I will just go over it very fast because it's just like always, just very random cards. Nothing that special, but they're always funny to see. Or show it to your opponent and the token for your field center. Nothing that special, just very cool cards to see in your extra deck. And you will never get punished because nobody's playing with your extra deck. Maybe other decks, but who cares? Then for the extra deck, first the spell cards, MST. If there's a deck that just hates MST, you can or just love back rows, you can just have MST. There's nothing wrong with having an extra MST against those decks. I'm still on the Share the Pain of 2. This card is insane in my opinion. I did not set it in ever, but every time there is a card you cannot get over it with your card effects, Share the Pain is the card for you, because this lets the opponent's player also tribute a monster, so it goes around monster or unaffected monsters. So insane card. The new card, also new with Pharaoh's Servant, came Mirror Wall. Mirror Wall is a card that I sided in every single game ever. Maybe not once, but who cares? I think this card is actually very, very good. And it's also very beautiful. I really like it being in my deck, being included into this deck. I think it is actually a good card. Then we play 3 Magic Jammer. This card is also insane in my opinion. You always lose going first, so try to side in as much going first cards as possible. Nothing much to say. This card negates the activation of a spell card. Very good. Not a lot of people like that. 2 7/2s of the Bandit. There are not a lot of trap cards, but if there are some trap cards that you just cannot deal with, this card is here for the rescue. Pay 1,000, negate the activation of a trap. We're still on the co-people of 2 Chapel. There is no deck in every format. There's no deck that wants to play this card. But maybe in the next set we are gonna have some cards that we can play. But it's not this. That's not this time. And the last, the reason why I won against Tempai. Yes, baby. You see it correctly. It's Dragon Capture Jar, baby. Let's go! They cannot attack. There is only one out in their entire deck, unless they play Board Breakers. That can actually out this card, and that is the Red Rose Dragon. But if you just Solemn Judgment, what I did, the Red Rose Dragon, they don't have any chance anymore. 0. It was insane. It was funny. I had so much fun just flipping Dragon Capture Jar against Tempai, man. It was so funny. So fun. That was the deck list. 40 main because you want to see as much of your board breakers as possible. I really like the monster count. Maybe I think the monster count is like pretty good. There's nothing much to say. There was a deck. I really enjoyed it. I really had a lot of fun. The next set, I don't know what the set is called that is going next, but next up the set will be crazy. Thank you all for watching. It was an amazing day. It was an amazing time. Thank you for watching, and let's go to the next set.